So with the upcoming hero Taylene, thinking that she might actually be pretty decent even at a single copy, it had me thinking, what are the top 5 current best S-level heroes to have just with a single copy? Because as you guys know, some heroes can do some absolutely amazing things, while others maybe not so much. You need to invest more in them, and today we're going to go over those top 5 heroes that even at a single copy can make a difference on the battlefield. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hit that subscribe button. If you think someone else should be added to this list, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let's jump right into it. So first up, we are going to start with Rainier at number 5 on this list because, well, even at a single copy, he can do some pretty interesting things on the battlefield. We're not necessarily going to talk about things that make them even better at Mythic Plus. We're going to tell you guys exactly what makes them good at one copy. And honestly, one of the best parts is dynamic balance. So this is the ability that lets him swap an enemy, an ally, to each other's side of the battlefield, which is really good by itself because manipulating the battlefield, changing where enemies go and where your allies are can be really big. But this is the big part here. Whenever that enemy that you swap takes damage, the ally that you sent to the other side restores HP equal to 45% of the enemy's taken damage. This can be an amazing heal, especially in places like Dream Realm, Battle Drills, places where you need additional healing on very specific heroes, or you have like the Odie that like you gotta keep the Odie alive. That can be a really great way to do it, which is pretty interesting because again, it's a good solid heal. It's manipulating the battlefield while it's not doing what the Mythic Plus version does, which also increases the damage the enemy takes and reduces the damage your ally takes. The heal portion can be good in itself. Now, Golden Ratio is really solid too because this is the one where he throws like a hail of fists everywhere at the healthiest enemy through the portal. It interrupts them, deals damage, and then knocks them into the air. So it's a really nice CC type of effect. Between these two abilities, even at just like one copy, Rainier can be a pretty good hero to use depending on the battlefield. Next up at number 4, we have Rowan. Rowan actually is one that you can get just for spending any amount of money in the game. Your very first top up of any type will unlock this hero. Otherwise, it's still very easy to get his copies. You can get him in the arena store and stuff. But again, most of his kit is completely unlocked without going to the higher tiers. The higher tiers just aren't needed on Rowan, and you don't need to invest too much in this hero. His ultimate skill is what he is all about. He moves one tile and throws coins up into the air, reaching the destination, providing surrounding allies within 2 tiles a huge burst of energy. Yes, you're feeding energy to your allies so they get faster ultimates off. He's part of the best starter team with Cessia, Rowan, Smokey, Coco, and Tundra because you can just get those ultimates on the Cessia off so fast. Beyond that, he has very big bursting single target healing with his potions on his cart, which does amazing things. And beyond that, his Quack Waltz. I love that ability name. He has this little bird. If you guys didn't know, he's got his little tiny birdie Bardock there that can help attack the enemy team, absorbing energy. And then if all the health potions have been used, it no longer attacks, but instead replenishes those potions that he puts on his cart to heal. Very solid one single copy hero. You don't even need to invest a ton in him. He'll still get the job done. Now, a lot of people probably would not even think about Flora being on the single hero list, but I'll tell you what, she's been in ton of the pushing metas for deficit and everything, and she is just really, really good, mainly because she's a summoner, and the fact that she can have up to 3 summons out on the battlefield at the same time. It's really, really cool because she can even like boost the damage and survivability of all these heroes. She summons an archer, she summons a melee spear wielder, and then with her ultimate, she summons a third minion that has a big ol' like flower mace that just stuns and knocks down enemies. She has some really good survivability in the fact that these summons can constantly be resummoned and absorb damage. And as you guys have seen on my zoo videos, if you guys haven't checked out any of my zoo combat videos, check them out. The battlefield gets crazy looking with the amount of summons on there, but more summons on the battlefield means more targets for the enemies to hit, especially if there's like an enemy Odie or something like that who's going to try to execute your characters. Instead of having them focus on these minions, increases the survivability of your whole team. And back when she was part of the best meta pushing team in AFK battles, you just needed a single copy of her and she's good. Of course, she gets better with more investment, but a single copy can really increase the survivability of your team. The next hero on this list is what you see every single deficit pushing team in AFK battles using, Scarlita, because Scarlita, even at a single copy, can be absolutely amazing. So This is the interesting part. Sanctified Verdict. When the battle starts, you've seen her in our videos fly up to like the very top of the battlefield in the back line. She ascends the sky and then hovers. While in the air, she's invincible. She recovers energy, increases her own attack, and you know, the best part is she'll come flying down from the sky, knocking enemies into the air, stunning them, all that fun stuff. But when she is in the air up there, she can still do her Valkyrie Spirit. This sends the weakest non-summon ally a blessing while in the air, granting them a shield equal to 15% of her HP. There's no other limit, so the higher HP she has and the higher builds you have her, of course, the more use she'll have. But even at a single copy, she can do absolutely amazing things. She increases her execution for each blessing she sends while in the air, which is cool as well. But the other cool thing is her ultimate and her abilities also have the ability to knock enemies out of the battlefield. So very much like Super Smash Brothers, when you get like one of those overkill type hits, they get removed from the battlefield. This hero might become even more valuable based on what Taylene can do. The big question that everybody seems to have is if Taylene's in her resurrecting form, like she's in the flame form that's resurrecting, or before that, if you kill Taylene and knock her off the battlefield, does that mean she can't revive anymore? That's what we'll have to see. And if that's the case, Scarlita, even at a lower tier version, can be much stronger, which is why maybe getting one copy of her is good. Don't use stellar crystals, don't stargaze for her, don't use guild medals and guild coins and all that. You will get her for free, even just a single copy from the all hero check-in. You might have already got the free copy, but just keep in mind she can be absolutely amazing. And last but certainly not least, I mean definitely not least, he's number one on this list. Brutus is the one hero champion in the game. Not a single hero in this game does a better job with one copy than Brutus. And it really comes down to the fact that he has a skill called Indomitable. Brutus gains immunity the first fatal blow he receives. He then is immune to all damage and becomes unaffected for 5 plus 1 second for every skill power he has. So even at one copy, if you are in season, you can get different items here that increase skill power, which actually I don't have any in that slot. Let's see if we find any of them on here. This is important. I can't believe we actually don't have like any skill power ones. We want items with skill power because that one level of skill power will increase the duration of this immunity. And as you guys know, at the beginning of battle, a huge amount of damage is coming into your team from the enemy. So if you can just make all that damage immune, there we go. We have fixed the problem. So the more points you have in this, the better. I will say, of course, when you do get him up to Supreme Plus, which is not something you have to do, he will double dip on that and become Indomitable for even longer. Baseline, it just gives 1 additional second to the normal 5 seconds here. But the skill power can double dip, so you can go from being able to like be not control, or you basically immune for 6 seconds all the way up to 12 seconds, which gets insane. But again, his ultimate and his other abilities are really good. He has ways to reduce the physical defenses of enemies. His Bloodlust Blade is amazing in the season, just increasing the physical damage the enemies take. He has life drain. He's got everything you want, and beyond that, he even taunts the enemies. So absolutely insane single copy hero. If you're ever dying too quickly in a battle, place him in the front row. He will increase the survivability of your team. So hopefully this helps you guys out learn a little bit more about the AFK Journey heroes, understanding what they can do in combat, and even just at a single copy, these S level heroes can do amazing things. Of course, there are A levels that can do amazing things at single copies as well, but it's easier to get A-level heroes in general, so focusing on one copy of certain S levels can actually help your account out quite a bit. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you think we should add anybody to the list, leave it in a comment down below, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.